Ancient India's epic cycles, from lost cities to golden empires and their fall. To hook and intro. Imagine a civilization so advanced, its cities meticulously planned with sophisticated sanitation systems centuries before Rome, yet it vanished almost without a trace, leaving behind an undeciphered script and an enduring mystery. Then, from the ashes of this enigma, another civilization rises, reshaping a subcontinent, birthing one of the world's great religions, and uniting millions under a single benevolent emperor. But even this vast empire, built on ideals of peace, would crumble. And then a final resurgence, a golden age of unparalleled scientific and artistic brilliance, only to fall to invaders from the distant steppes. This is not one story, but a series of interconnected sagas, a grand tapestry woven from the threads of triumph and tragedy across ancient India. Today, we journey through the captivating, tumultuous history of ancient India, exploring the remarkable rise and inevitable fall of its greatest states and empires. From the enigmatic Indus Valley civilization to the sprawling Mauryan Empire, and finally to the glorious Gupta Empire, we will uncover the driving forces behind their formation, the dramatic events that shaped their destinies, and the complex reasons for their ultimate decline. This is a tale of innovation, ambition, faith, and the enduring human struggle against the relentless tides of time, environment, and internal strife. The Indian subcontinent, a land of vast rivers, towering mountains, and diverse peoples, has always been a crucible of civilization. For millennia, it has witnessed the birth of ideas that shaped the world, the rise of leaders who commanded millions, and the construction of empires that defined epochs. Understanding these ancient powers is not merely an academic exercise. It is a vital key to unlocking the very essence of human resilience, the nature of power, and the profound lessons etched into the bedrock of history. Our story begins in an era so distant, its people have no name for themselves that we can read. It begins with an urban marvel, the Indus Valley Civilization, a testament to human ingenuity and communal organization. Their cities, a stark contrast to the scattered settlements that would follow, present us with the first grand, complex state-like entities in ancient India. But the questions of how they governed, how they lived, and why they disappeared continue to echo through the corridors of time. The answers to these questions are crucial, for they offer the first glimpse into the delicate balance between human civilization and the environment, a theme that would recur throughout India's history. This episode will not just recount events, but weave them into a gripping narrative, revealing how each rise sowed the seeds of its fall and how each decline ultimately paved the way for something new. Prepare to witness the epic cycles of ancient India, a story that continues to resonate with us even today. 3. Historical context and setup. Our journey starts in the fertile plains of the Indus River basin, around 2600 before Common Era. Here, the Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan civilization, flourished as one of the world's three great early cradles of civilization, alongside Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt. Their cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, were not sprawling, chaotic settlements, but masterpieces of urban planning. Imagine broad, straight streets forming perfect grids, houses built of standardized baked bricks, and an engineering marvel of sophisticated drainage and sewage systems, far exceeding anything seen in many parts of the world for another 2,000 years. The people of the Indus Valley were skilled artisans, creating intricate seals with animal motifs and an undeciphered script that continues to baffle linguists. They possessed standardized weights and measures, a clear sign of sophisticated economic control and extensive trade networks, reaching as far as distant Mesopotamia. Yet unlike their Mesopotamian and Egyptian counterparts, the Indus cities show no grand palaces or monumental temples, no clear signs of a single autocratic ruler or divine kingship. This suggests a more egalitarian, perhaps communal form of governance, possibly led by a council of merchants or priests, a truly unique model for its time. But around 1900 before Common Era, this remarkable civilization began to fade. Its great cities were gradually abandoned. The reasons remain shrouded in mystery, a profound historical enigma. Leading theories point to environmental factors. Shifts in the mighty Indus River's course, diminishing monsoon rains leading to prolonged droughts and possibly even tectonic activity. The lifeblood of their agriculture, the rivers, may have become their undoing, forcing populations to disperse and their intricate urban networks to unravel. As the Indus cities declined, a new chapter began to unfold in the Indian subcontinent. From around 1500 before Common Era, Indo-Aryan peoples began to migrate into the region, a gradual process of cultural diffusion and assimilation, not a single violent invasion as once theorized. They brought with them a new language, Sanskrit, and a collection of sacred hymns and rituals that would become the Vedas, foundational texts of a new religious tradition that would eventually evolve into Hinduism. This period, known as the Vedic Age, saw society organized around tribal units. Initially semi-nomadic pastoralists, these groups slowly settled into agrarian communities, particularly in the fertile Ganges River basin, which became the new heartland of Indian civilization. The increasing use of iron technology during this era proved revolutionary, allowing for the clearing of dense forests and more efficient agriculture, leading to surplus food production and population growth. With this newfound prosperity and sedentary lifestyle, tribal chiefdoms known as Janapadas began to consolidate. These eventually transformed into Mahajanapadas, or great kingdoms, powerful territorial states that dominated the Ganges plain by the 6th century before Common Era. 16 such kingdoms are often cited, constantly vying for power, expanding their influence through both conquest and diplomacy. This was a crucible of political competition, fostering urbanization, extensive trade, and the emergence of a highly stratified social structure. The Varna system, the precursor to the enduring caste system. This era was also a time of profound intellectual and spiritual ferment. The established Vedic religion, with its emphasis on ritual and sacrifice, was challenged by new philosophical ideas embodied in the Upanishads. More radically, two transformative spiritual leaders emerged: Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, and Mahavira, the founder of Jainism. Both offered paths to liberation that questioned the authority of the Brahmins and the rigidities of the caste system, fundamentally altering the religious and ethical landscape of India. Among the Mahajanapadas, the kingdom of Magadha, located in the modern-day state of Bihar, rose to unparalleled prominence. Its strategic location, rich iron ore deposits, fertile agricultural lands, and access to crucial trade routes gave it immense advantages. Under ambitious rulers like Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, Magadha systematically absorbed its rivals, laying the groundwork for the most expansive empire India had ever seen. The stage was set for a truly epic-making transformation, a leap from regional kingdoms to a unified imperial power that would reshape the subcontinent. 4. The story unfolds. The year is 322 before Common Era. India, though fragmented, was ripe for unification. The northwestern regions had recently been destabilized by the fleeting invasion of Alexander the Great, leaving a power vacuum. Into this turbulent landscape stepped a man of extraordinary ambition and strategic genius, Chandragupta Maurya. From the powerful kingdom of Magadha, where he had learned statecraft, Chandragupta swiftly overthrew the unpopular Nanda dynasty. It was a swift, decisive move that marked the dawn of the Mauryan Empire. Chandragupta was not alone. His rise was guided by a brilliant, ruthless advisor named Chanakya, also known as Kautilya. Chanakya authored the Arthashastra, a treatise on statecraft that remains one of the most comprehensive guides to political strategy, economics, and military science in ancient history. It advocated for a powerful, centralized state, emphasizing espionage, efficient taxation, and a large standing army principles Chandragupta diligently applied. With Chanakya's wisdom and his own military might, Chandragupta expanded his empire with astonishing speed. He pushed westward, reclaiming territories lost to Alexander's successors. In a decisive clash, he defeated Seleucus I Nicator, one of Alexander's most powerful generals, securing control over vast regions that stretched into modern-day Afghanistan. The Mauryan Empire now spanned an unprecedented territory, from the Bay of Bengal to the Hindu Kush Mountains, uniting diverse peoples and cultures under a single imperial banner. The Mauryan administration was a marvel of efficiency. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by a royal prince or appointed official. A vast network of bureaucrats managed everything from taxation to justice, supported by an extensive spy system that ensured loyalty and uncovered dissent. This centralized control, combined with a colossal standing army reported to be 600,000 infantry, 30,000 cavalry, and 9,000 war elephants, gave the Mauryan state unparalleled power and stability. The empire reached its zenith under Chandragupta's grandson, Ashoka the Great. Ashoka initially followed in his grandfather's footsteps, expanding the empire through relentless conquest. His most brutal campaign was the Kalinga War, waged around 261 before Common Era. The scale of the bloodshed was horrific, with over 100,000 people killed and countless more displaced. The sight of such devastation profoundly impacted Ashoka, shaking him to his very core. This turning point transformed Ashoka from a ruthless conqueror into a benevolent ruler, a champion of peace and righteousness. He embraced Buddhism, adopting its principles of nonviolence, compassion, and tolerance. His new policy, known as Dhamma, was not a religious conversion of his subjects, but a moral code he sought to instill across his vast empire. Ashoka propagated Dhamma through remarkable edicts, inscribed on massive polished stone pillars and natural rock faces, strategically placed throughout his realm. These edicts called for respect for elders, kindness to servants, religious tolerance, and vegetarianism. Ashoka sent Buddhist missionaries to Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, and even the Hellenistic kingdoms in the West, facilitating the spread of Buddhism across Asia, transforming it from a regional Indian philosophy into a world religion. His reign brought unprecedented peace and prosperity, fueled by efficient administration, extensive trade, and large-scale infrastructure projects like roads and hospitals. But even such a magnificent empire, built on grand ideals, was not immune to the forces of decline. After Ashoka's death around 232 before Common Era, the Mauryan Empire began to unravel. His successors lacked his vision, charisma, and administrative acumen. The sheer vastness of the empire, combined with primitive communication and transport, made centralized control increasingly difficult. The immense cost of maintaining a large army and bureaucracy likely strained the treasury. Historians also point to a possible Brahmanical backlash against Ashoka's pro-Buddhist policies, which may have alienated the traditional priestly class. Internal revolts, economic instability, and external pressures from emerging regional powers and invading groups like the Indo-Greeks in the northwest further hastened its demise. By 185 before Common Era, the Mauryan Empire was overthrown by Pushyamitra Shunga, a Brahmanical general, ushering in a long period of political fragmentation. For the next 5 centuries, India was largely a patchwork of regional kingdoms. The Shungas, Satavahanas in the Deccan, and later the powerful Kushans in the northwest, rose and fell, fostering local cultures and religious developments. This period saw significant interaction with Hellenistic and Central Asian cultures, leading to the flourishing of Gandhara art, a unique blend of Greek and Indian styles. But the grand vision of a pan-Indian empire seemed to be a distant memory. Then, like a phoenix, a new power began to emerge from the fertile Ganges plains, once again from the ancient heartland of Magadha. Around 320 Common Era, Chandragupta I, drawing upon the prestige of the Mauryas, began to consolidate power, founding what would become the Gupta Empire. He cemented his authority through strategic alliances, including a significant marriage with a Lichchavi princess and military conquests, assuming the grand title of Maharaja, King of Kings. His son, Samudragupta, proved to be an even greater conqueror, earning the title Napoleon of India. His Allahabad pillar inscription meticulously details his numerous military campaigns, showcasing his military genius and diplomatic skills. He extended the empire's direct control over much of northern India and established a vast network of tributary states that acknowledged his suzerainty. The Gupta Empire reached its zenith under Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya, around 380 to 415 Common Era. This was the true golden age of India, a period of unparalleled cultural and scientific flourishing. Thinkers like Aryabhata revolutionized mathematics and astronomy, inventing the concept of zero, the decimal system, and calculating the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. Poets and playwrights like Kalidasa composed masterpieces in Sanskrit, defining classical Indian literature. Art and architecture flourished, with intricate sculptures and the construction of the first freestanding Hindu temples. Hinduism itself underwent a profound transformation, absorbing elements of various traditions and evolving into its modern Puranic form. Buddhism also continued to thrive, with great monastic universities like Nalanda attracting scholars from across Asia. The Gupta administration, though perhaps less centralized than the Mauryas, was highly effective, fostering trade, agriculture, and a generally prosperous society. But even a golden age casts long shadows. The decentralized nature of Gupta administration, while offering flexibility, also allowed regional governors and vassal states to gradually gain more autonomy. This, combined with internal succession disputes and economic strains, slowly began to erode the empire's core strength. The final devastating blow came from beyond India's borders, the Huna invasions. From the mid-5th century Common Era, nomadic tribes known as the Hunas or Hephthalites poured into India from Central Asia. These fierce warriors launched relentless incursions, draining the Gupta treasury, devastating their northern territories, and severely weakening their military. Emperor Skandagupta fought bravely, initially repelling the invaders, but the sustained pressure proved too much. The Huna invasions, coupled with internal fragmentation and economic decline, gradually dismantled the once mighty Gupta Empire. By the mid-6th century Common Era, the empire had fractured into numerous smaller regional kingdoms, once again plunging northern India into a period of political disunity. The Golden Age had ended, but its profound legacy would continue to illuminate the subcontinent for centuries to come. 5. Impact and legacy. The impact of these ancient Indian civilizations and empires reverberated far beyond their immediate time and geographical boundaries, leaving an indelible mark on human history. The Indus Valley civilization, despite its enigmatic decline, offers a timeless lesson in urban planning and sustainable living. Its meticulously designed cities, advanced sanitation, and apparent social equity stand as a testament to early human ingenuity and communal organization. While its script remains undeciphered, the influence of some of its symbols and perhaps even religious practices may have subtly permeated later Indian traditions. The Vedic period following the Indus decline fundamentally reshaped the subcontinent. It laid the deep, enduring foundations of Hinduism, including its core philosophical concepts like dharma, karma, and reincarnation, which continue to guide millions worldwide. The Sanskrit language developed during this era became the classical language of Indian literature, science, and philosophy, influencing countless regional languages. Crucially, the Vedic period also solidified the Varna system, which evolved into the rigid caste system, a social structure that has profoundly shaped Indian society for millennia, with both enduring stability and deep-seated inequalities. The Mauryan Empire, under Chandragupta Maurya and especially Ashoka, created the first truly pan-Indian political entity. This demonstrated the very possibility of a unified India, a conceptual framework that would inspire future rulers. Ashoka's Dhamma policy, with its emphasis on peace, tolerance, and social welfare, stands as a unique experiment in moral governance. His patronage propelled Buddhism from a regional philosophy into a major world religion, profoundly influencing the spiritual landscape of Asia. The Mauryan administrative system, detailed in Kautilya's Arthashastra, provided a sophisticated blueprint for statecraft, taxation, and military organization that influenced subsequent Indian states. The collapse of the Mauryan Empire, while leading to fragmentation, didn't erase its legacy. Instead, it showed the challenge of maintaining such a vast empire without the unique leadership of an Ashoka. The concept of empire, however, remained. The subsequent Gupta Empire, often called the Golden Age of India, built upon this legacy of potential unity but with a different approach. While the Mauryas were characterized by overt centralization, the Guptas fostered unity through cultural patronage and a more decentralized, feudalistic administration, allowing regional rulers more autonomy. The Gupta era's long-term legacy is staggering. It produced unparalleled advancements in science and mathematics, the invention of the decimal system, the concept of zero, and sophisticated astronomical calculations by figures like Aryabhata are foundational to modern global knowledge. In literature, Kalidasa's plays and poems set a standard for classical Sanskrit. Hindu philosophy, art, and architecture flourished, culminating in the construction of the first freestanding temples and the codification of many aspects of modern Hinduism. This cultural efflorescence profoundly influenced Southeast Asia, contributing to the development of empires like Angkor and Srivijaya. If these empires had not risen, the Indian subcontinent might have remained a collection of smaller, warring kingdoms, never achieving the periods of relative peace and prosperity that allowed for such monumental cultural and scientific breakthroughs. There would have been no unified political model to aspire to, no Ashoka to spread Buddhism so widely, no Gupta Golden Age to gift the world the concept of zero. Our modern world would be fundamentally different. The continuity of cultural and religious traditions, despite the political cycles, underscores the immense resilience and adaptive capacity of Indian civilization. Today, the principles of nonviolence championed by Ashoka, the scientific temper of the Gupta era, and the deep philosophical roots of Hinduism continue to shape India and inspire the world. Ethics, reflections, and lessons. The grand narrative of ancient India, from its lost cities to its golden empires, offers profound lessons for humanity, transcending the boundaries of time and geography. What can the rise and fall of these powerful states teach us about the universal patterns of human civilization? First, consider the delicate balance between humanity and nature, exemplified by the Indus Valley civilization. What lessons does their mysterious decline offer us about environmental sustainability and the vulnerability of complex societies to ecological shifts? Their fate serves as an ancient cautionary tale, reminding us that even the most advanced civilizations are ultimately dependent on the health of their environment. How do our modern societies fare in this delicate balance? Second, ponder the nature of power and governance. The Mauryan Empire, particularly under Ashoka, experimented with a unique model of ethical rule, attempting to unify diverse populations not just through military might, but through moral principles. Can an empire truly be sustained by peace and compassion, or is ruthless pragmatism, as outlined in the Arthashastra, the ultimate key to statecraft? What challenges do modern leaders face in balancing power with ethics and unity with diversity? Third, reflect on the enduring power of ideas. The Vedic traditions, Buddhism, Jainism, and later the vibrant synthesis of Hinduism during the Gupta era profoundly shaped not just religious practice, but also social structures, political legitimacy, and cultural expression. How do ideologies, whether religious or secular, unite or divide societies? How do they provide meaning and purpose, and how do they also, at times, contribute to social stratification and conflict? Fourth, examine the cyclical nature of history. The pattern of unification under a powerful empire, followed by fragmentation, and then the reemergence of new powers, is a recurring theme in ancient India and across world history. Does this imply an inherent fragility in large states, a perpetual struggle between central authority and regional autonomy? Can any empire truly last forever, or are all destined to follow this cycle of rise and fall? Finally, consider the role of individual leaders and collective action. Chandragupta Maurya's ambition, Ashoka's transformation, and the strategic genius of the Gupta rulers were pivotal. But these achievements were built on the collective labor of millions, the ingenuity of artisans, the wisdom of scholars, and the resilience of farmers. What is the true engine of historical change? The decisions of powerful individuals or the cumulative actions and beliefs of countless ordinary people? 7 Outro. Our journey through ancient India has been a fascinating exploration of human achievement and enduring challenge. We began with the enigmatic Indus Valley civilization, a testament to early urban sophistication whose disappearance reminds us of nature's power. We then witnessed the birth of new social and religious orders during the Vedic period, which laid the very foundations of Indian civilization. From there, we saw the colossal Mauryan Empire, the first to unite a subcontinent, demonstrating the immense potential of centralized governance and the transformative power of a single leader's change of heart. And finally, the dazzling brilliance of the Gupta Empire, a golden age that gifted the world profound advancements in science, art, and philosophy before its own gradual decline. These are not just stories of long-dead kings and forgotten cities. They are vital chapters in the human story, rich with lessons for our modern world. They teach us about the delicate interplay of environment and society, the complexities of governance, the enduring power of ideas, and the cyclical nature of human endeavor. If you found this deep dive into ancient India captivating, you might also enjoy exploring the Silk Road, an ancient superhighway, unraveled the story of how trade routes connected these Indian empires to the wider world, fostering cultural exchange and economic prosperity. The rise of Buddhism in Southeast Asia followed the fascinating journey of Ashoka's Dhamma as it spread beyond India's borders and shaped new civilizations. Join us again as we continue to unlock the captivating narratives of history, revealing how the echoes of the past continue to shape our present and future. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments which ancient civilization you would like us to explore next. Thank you for watching.